So can you just tell me about? Okay. Sure, we can come back. Yep. That's okay. We can go into Ophir Gallery. Oh, it doesn't look like Ito's here. Hi, my friend. Is Ito here?
He will be back in about
Well, we're doing
10 minutes.
some live filming. Is there any chance you can tell me, you can pick an item and if you mind speaking about it?
Sure.
Something really special? Okay, we're coming this way. We're going to look at some lamps. Pardon me? Oh, she needs. Oh, sorry. Okay, so we're here at Ophir Gallery with Jack Ophir himself. This is the main man. So, hello, Jack.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
You would like to see something special?
Something very special,
All right,
yeah.
We'll
We'll go into this special room. So tell me about some of the things that we're seeing here.
You see here a decorated lily lamp. It's a little different than the standard lamp. The one that the standard has gold shades. Those are decorated shades. Let me put a little bit more.
Oh, so it's on a dimmer.
You can see it.
Oh, it's really
And
fabulous.
then we continue into a nasturtium, which is a beautiful, beautiful Tiffany lamp. It sits on a telescopic lamp, a telescopic base, and it goes
Oh,
up
wow.
and down.
Oh, wow. Look at how versatile that is. Oh, it's really stunning. And this says it's from 1910. Leaded stained glass and bronze lamp.
And we continue to the azalea, and this is a very, very rare lamp. It's being used both as a table lamp or a chandelier,
Oh, wow.
either way. And we do have the original hardware to use it as a chandelier.
As a chandelier, depending on your home. Wow, this is fantastic. It's so beautiful. And again, from 1910.
1910. And here is another item. This is a lantern, very rare. And of course, the height can be adjusted to the needs of the client.
It's beautiful. I feel like I want to move into a new home just so I have a place to put that.
I will be delighted to hang it for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ophir. Really appreciate your time. Okay, and now, is he back? The guy's back? Oh, so we're in luck, I think. Thank you so much. At Deco Days Gone By. Do you mind talking to me for a minute? He's the boss, right?
Boss, yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Exhausted.
Yeah, it's been a long day. Well, you've got a beautiful stand here, so we got to take a lot of work to set up. So I'm not surprised that you're exhausted.
Yes.
Do you mind highlighting just like a couple of cool things that you're really excited to showcase?
We deal in mostly 1920s to 1950s, mid-century, and we have on this particular show a large collection of Judaica. Because we're in the Miami area, we thought it was relevant for the Miami area. So we have pieces which we purchased, and one of the most poignant pieces is we have a collection from Anne Frank.
Wow.
So this is something which I think that should be seen, hopefully by a theme or someone who wants to donate it to a museum, as it's a very important and very rare collection. So we have this Anne Frank collection and Judaica collection.
Wow.
And we have a large amount of pieces that are from 1920s up to mid-century. And take a look.
Yeah.
See if there's anything that you like. If there's anything
Yeah,
you
I
like.
mean, I like everything in your stand, and I do every year. I come away wanting everything.
I'm going to get the receipt book, and we're going to, this is great. Yvonne, score. She's taking everything. This is great.
Just wrap it all up. Wrap it all up. Again, I need to move into a brand new house in order to accommodate it all.
Well, if you bought everything, I could have a brand new house.
Well, this is true. See, we could work something out.
Okay.
Well, and this bar is so much fun.
Very cold. This is Belgium, 19. Actually, that's the boss, Enzo. This is the boss, Enzo. Yeah.
The real boss.
Yeah, I'm just I was walking with him, and someone said to me, "Does he belong to you?" I said, "Actually, no. I belong to him."
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, this is Belgium, 1967. It's signed and it's dated.
Oh wow, it's so stunning.
Yeah, it's really, really over the top.
It's so much fun. Well, is it?
It's only fun because you're looking at it. It's not so fun if you have to pack it up and ship it back.
This is true. This is true. But is it cocktail hour? Yet? I think we're getting there. I know it's wine o'clock somewhere. So, and we are in Miami, and it's Saturday.
Okay.
So.
Hey, we're off to a good start.
Well, thank you so
You're
much.
so welcome.
I really appreciate your
It was nice meeting
time.
you. All right, take care.
All right, and now we're going to go and look at some fun jewelry. If we want to walk this way, just around the corner. As you can see, while we're walking through, there's just so much to look at. All right, so let's keep walking. Although I do want to stay and shop, if I'm being honest. Oh. Well, I wanted to pop into Mantiques, but it looks like they're a little busy right now, so we'll stop over and see some fabulous jewelry. The really cool thing about the original Miami Beach Antique Show is that you can really legitimately find pieces in any price point. You can find pieces of jewelry that are $100 on up. So here we are at the booth of Pat Sailing, and Pat has been an exhibitor of our shows for a very long time and is incredibly, hi Pat, not to put you on the spot, this is Pat Sailing.
Hello.
And she not only has an incredible collection of jewelry, but just a really incredible wealth of knowledge about many, many things. So if you could just maybe point out one or two pieces and give us a little background. I mean, I couldn't possibly decide. We are talking to an audience that's very engaged with Art Deco. Okay. So that might be something we'd like to focus on, and I know you have plenty of that.
We can certainly do that. This is something, let's see. These are, hello. This is something done by Cartier from the 1920s. Very, very Art Deco. Which, what has happened here? What happened to that one? It's a pendant watch, of course, with enamel and gold and red lacquer here and diamond and black enamel and diamond.
The detail on that is incredible.
It's an amazing piece of jewelry. And then, of course, this is the slide that you would adjust to where you would want it to hang. So that's very early deco. That probably dates from about 1920. Yeah.
Fantastic. And it's hard, I'm sure, impossible to see how stunning the detail is on camera, but
well, it's just one of those things. Like this is by Boucheron, also from the 1920s.
oh wow.
Onyx and diamonds. Let me get something out of the safe.
Oh. So So my favorite part about the original Miami Beach Antique Show is how smart all of our vendors are. I always learn so much when I'm here.
This is something that is very special. This is by René Boivin, who was a very famous jeweler from Paris. He started actually in the 19th century, and the firm continued through the 1980s. What was interesting about Boivin is that Suzanne Belperron was a designer there from 1922 to 1932. So, and after that, she went out on her own. So, a lot of their designs, you will see her footprints on them because they obviously could keep doing her designs even after she left because they owned the design. So, this is just an amazing piece, and you can see the articulation here, which was always a trademark of French jewelry because they understood that it actually, a woman has it on her body, and your body is not a flat plane. So it was made to hug the body so that, you know, wherever you happen to move, it moved rather than just be this stiff piece of jewelry, you know.
It's so elegant. And is that, so are you able to tell when you look at a piece of René Boivin jewelry if it was specifically designed by Suzanne Belperron?
Yeah, I am. You know, because I've seen enough Belperron jewelry to really recognize her style, and you know, you can kind of see the crossover that happened because she had a distinct style. Like I'll show you. Like this is Suzanne Belperron.
Wow.
And this is called, she did a lot of this shell motif. She called it coquillage. So when you see these circles, you know, a lot of times any kind of rounded Bombay sort of design, it gives you a clue that she had a hand in it, you know.
It's stunning. Yeah, every time I come to Pat's booth specifically, and this is again Pat Sailing's booth, I feel like I'm visiting a museum, but I'm able to actually look and feel and touch the product, which makes it that much more special. And I walk away remembering and knowing and later going on to sound quite smart when I parrot what you say. So thank you for that.
You have a love of jewelry, and when you love jewelry, you know, it's easy to remember these things and to learn about it.
It is.
And, you know, this is also something by Suzanne Belperron, and you can see people generally call this the Christmas tree brooch. So it was never designed to be worn as the Christmas tree brooch, but that was something that she did as well.
This is so fantastic.
And the other thing that might be interesting is, I'll show you one more thing that you might find interesting.
Ah.
This is very special. This is by René Lalique.
Ah.
And this is after the study of the gates of hell, because he was a great friend. Now I'm blanking.
It's so heavy.
It's so heavy, and you know, it's very three-dimensional. The signatures along the body here somewhere, but you know, it just has this amazing quality to it, and the gold has that wonderful French quality. You know, there's something about the color of French gold that nobody else seems to be able to duplicate. I don't know if it's what they alloyed it with, but it's just that real buttery yellow.
That beautiful Baroque pearl at the bottom. Well, thank you so much, Pat. I really appreciate your time. And this is a great demonstration of the fact that when you get something here at this show, you're truly getting something one of a kind. And nobody else in your circle is going to have it, and it's always going to be a conversation starter. So
Certainly will. And it will be something that will hold its value and be worth something, down the line if you decide you want to change it or have a different idea of wearing something else. It stays with, the value stays with it. So that's always a good idea too.
Exactly. Well, thank you. I'll see you soon. All right, we're going to move along. Oh, we're going back. We're going to go back this way. Where did Megan go? Yeah. Let's see if there's anybody here at Mantiques that can talk to us. Mantiques is a fantastic store in New York City, but they do this show every year as well. It looks like they're a little busy, so we're gonna move on. And sorry, hope I'm not making you dizzy, but that's one of the dangers of this show, is you get a little blinded by all of the shine. Some of the booths are closed in observation of Shabbat, but they will be here after sundown today until 10 p.m. Oh. So we are going to... Hi, Harvey. We're heading down to another vendor called Kiamore, who has a lot of jewelry from many, many different time periods, but I'm especially partial to some of her Victorian jewelry, and it's maybe because I like snakes and I like that theme. It looks like she's also busy, but if we can kind of peek at some of these snakes, these serpents. So there was a big line waiting to get in when we opened this afternoon, because people are always very anxious to be the first to see items here at the show. Many of our attendees have been coming for all 56 years that we've been here. In fact, I spoke to a gentleman this morning who said that he's been coming since the 1970s, and at that point it was $75 to get in. Now there is a $20 ticket price, but you can use your special VIP Art Deco code and get in for free. So we might have to circle back. One other thing that I think is so cool about the jewelry that we see at the show is a lot of it is in the original box. And for me, sometimes I think the box is just as special, or almost as special, as some of the jewelry that sits in it. I don't know if you noticed at Pat Sailing's booth when she showed us that Renee Boivin piece, that was in the original box, which also has, tremendous value, in addition to just looking really beautiful. It looks like she's busy, which is a good thing. We love when our vendors are busy. So we're going to move on and look at some... Oh, actually, for just a minute. Hi, Dana.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? Thank you so much. I see that you're busy. Thanks for taking a few minutes. Do you mind showing us some of the serpent necklace?
Of course, yes.
So again, I always say that coming to the show is like going to a museum exhibit, but you get to actually talk to a human, look, touch, try, try it on.
So these are two different styles of snake necklaces. They were probably made around the same time frame.
So when was that?
I would say 1880s. And this one's an all turquoise one, and it's very pretty because it has the heart pendant hanging from it.
Yeah, that is stunning.
And the graduation. And snake necklaces and snake jewelry in general during the Victorian era were very popular because Queen Victoria, when she got engaged with a snake ring. And snakes also came to symbolize eternity, everlasting love. And oftentimes you'd find the snake biting its own tail, as in this one.
Oh, wow.
And they call that Ouroboros, and also kind of means the circle of life and life continuing. So there was a lot of symbolism in snakes that the Victorian wearer kind of was attached to. So they were very popular.
Well, and it feels also to me very contemporary in a way, and maybe it's just because I see you and I see your Kia Moore Instagram, and you're always looking very contemporary and very now, but you're mixing in these Victorian pieces, which is just a very unique look, and it's cool to see how it kind of seamlessly transitions
and
with
nice
the contemporary collection.
It's nice to see where the styles came from. For instance, this snake bracelet, a lot of people always ask me if it's Bulgari. And it was made 100 years ago, so Bulgari, may have drawn inspiration from these types of snake designs, but it's great to see that the style is classic and timeless.
So I might have turned something off. So the Victorian era
was very long because of the lifespan of Queen Victoria, and she was a monarch for a very long time. So styles changed a lot under her because after her Prince Albert died, she went into mourning and she wore a lot of dark jewelry, and so the whole country started wearing dark jewelry. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So she set the style for the time.
It's so interesting. And yeah, it is very interesting every time I'm looking and studying Victorian, where you're like, wow, there's such a difference. And I guess we do it to a degree now too, with, mimicking the styles of people. But during the Victorian era, you just did what the Queen did, right?
Exactly, yes. She whatever she got new or she wore new, the copies were made immediately and other people emulated that.
It's very cool. And it's interesting to think about something like this was actually worn by a woman wearing a particular style of outfit,
And we can still wear it today with our modern outfits, and they work.
Oh yeah, because you look fantastic in jeans and heels and a t-shirt and one of these things.
Oh,
so
thank you.
Thank you so much for taking some time with us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for stopping by.
All right, I'll see you later. So we're gonna, thank you. Where are we going? Oh yeah. Okay, so we're now gonna kind of keep wandering, and I want to go over and see some other items that are not jewelry. Paul Hag. It has Hags of Rochester. Of course, here at the convention, really incredible pieces of home decor and art, and he's got a lot of pieces that were owned by Shirley Temple, Catherine the Great. I mean, a lot of pieces that have very interesting provenance. Yeah, as you can see, there's tons of jewelry. Cameos are becoming very popular again. Not that they ever weren't popular for some people. I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, and it's really fun when you look at some of these pieces to just think about how you can incorporate a piece of vintage or estate or antique jewelry with a contemporary collection. Oh, it looks like he has the place setting set up that I was hoping he would. Hey, Paul. Do you have some time to talk to me? Okay.
Hey, how you doing? Dan, right?
So, Paul is one of the hardest working men in show business, I would have to say. So we're delighted that you can take a little time to talk to us. Is there one or two pieces that you'd like to
Sure.
share with us? This is an Art Deco crowd, but they obviously are interested in pieces from all time
Well,
periods.
did you see that Flash Rosenthal
I
stuff?
did see, I spied that. So if we
We'll
could
have
come
to
over
get
and
the
look at
lights on
this.
that.
Yeah, we'll get the lights on this.
This is, we just put it out. This is a 12-piece place setting complete.
Which is very rare, right?
Very rare. In fact, we talked to the woman who made the set, Dorothy Hafner. We've talked to her, and she feels she might have a client that's a museum for this, but we are selling it, and the best price is $7,000 for the whole set.
Wow, it seems like a bargain.
Yeah, you can go on eBay, you can find these pieces, and there are far more than that if you add them up on eBay at the best price you can find.
And that's one off, so you're not able to get this whole set.
No, that's one and one. This whole set is all complete.
Did it take you a long time to amass it?
No, what happened was I had a church that brought this set in, and they asked me to sell it for them. I do a lot of charity work.
Okay.
So I take far less for selling it for a charity.
Well, that's great. So you're going to have a fabulous 12-piece setting, because who doesn't need at least a 12-piece
Oh
setting?
yeah, you've got to have 12 pieces. I mean, you have a small crowd. You gotta have 12
Exactly. What kind of dinner parties are you having?
pieces. Good ones. And sometime all night.
Exactly. So what is
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And then look at this casserole heater. I mean, that's for
It's got a sterno underneath.
Yeah, it does. Sterno underneath.
Very
And this is for heating cheese for fondue.
Oh,
Look at that top.
I want to have a
cool?
fondue party.
Look at the metal in there.
It's very cool.
That's a nice, and then it covers
And then
like
this,
that.
yeah, so that you can easily take this out and
Here's a
clean it.
dog dish.
That would be one pampered dog. But I think I've seen a few of those around here, if I'm being honest.
You want some other unusual
Yeah,
things?
let's see some other
Why don't
cool
I
and
show
unusual
you some
things.
big lacquer over here.
Okay.
These are two very fine lacquer dishes. They date in about the 1850s, and they're Japanese. And that the interesting thing about these is that all the eyes are painted from behind. They're double inlays, even the horse's eye. And then the hands are white material. And then you've got, on this one, you've got glass painted behind. Even the snake has a painted behind eyes. And these are very large, formal lacquer trays made out of one piece of wood. That's one turned piece of wood, and then it's
That's
many
so
layers of
interesting.
lacquer.
So what circa are these?
1870.
1870. And so what would they have used those for? I mean,
More
actually
decorative.
for serving?
More decorative.
Okay.
Yeah, they would be more decorative. Okay. Yeah, they're beautiful, and I can show you some other unusual pieces here too. Right
Okay,
here,
let's look.
you've got these deco pieces here,
Wow.
and these are Hagenauer, and this is an unknown artist, but it's kind of like a deer dog.
It's
You know,
so
it's
interesting. With the
golden
gold,
hooves,
I was going to
And
say.
it's got a golden inside on the ears too.
And it does look so much like a dog up here, but
Yeah,
then
it's
with
almost,
this
it's
hood.
definitely deco dog. Deer dog.
And what about this?
That one is also Hagenauer from Germany, and that's a 1935, 1940s piece.
And it looks very contemporary in a way too. I mean, it's
Yep.
very much what's in vogue right now, but this one has a much better story than anything you might buy in
In
a
one of those
department
places.
store.
Yeah, because it's got all the marks on it from Hagenauer and everything. Yeah, that's a great piece.
I mean, it is stunning.
They're all great pieces.
I mean, your entire stand is fantastic, and you've always got
We always
fantastic
have great
jewelry. Yeah, I was saying on the walk over here, you have those.
This is a Japanese sign for a store. That's a store sign.
What kind of store?
Probably a tobacco store.
Okay.
Okay. But that's Daruma, the monk that sat for 20 years. That's who that is.
No big deal.
Just fun stuff.
Sitting there for 20 years.
Well, he learned patience anyway.
We could all take a page out of his book, I guess.
We can. So, do you want to see some more fun things?
Yeah, maybe one
more fun
additional thing, and then
we
we
want to do one very subtle piece.
okay, something small and understated, knowing you.
Yeah, very small, very unstated, but very rare.
Oh.
This is a oil lamp from India with a horse's head on it, and it's pure silver.
Wow.
This is called a coca, and this piece dates to probably around 1850, 1870, but it weighs over 15 ounces of
I
silver.
was going to ask you. Oh my goodness, it's heavy.
Very heavy. And the face is beautiful, and you can see the wear in here where it hung, because it's an oil lamp. It hangs like this. They put the oil in there, and then they put a wick, and so it actually would then have a little reflection too, which is very cool.
It's very cool.
Esoteric and cool.
It's very cool. I mean, that's one of my. I can't keep saying one of my favorite things because I have thousands of favorite things about this particular event. Everything has a story.
Yep, everything has.
I mean, you purchase something because you like it, you want it in your life, but it also has a story. So.
Definitely has a story. Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much,
Well, you're
Paul.
welcome. Thanks for coming by.
Well, of course, I'll see you another 100 times.
Okay.
Hopefully, to make a purchase like this necklace that I purchased from you. Yes. And this was not expensive. All right. So. Yeah. Oh no, they're the boss. Over here too, Deco Days Gone By.
I'm noticing that a lot of these booths look very different.
Oh, we're ready? Okay. Okay, and we are back. We obviously sitting down now. It's been a long day, and we're here until 10 p.m. So we are here today with Geralt Jewelers, and since I've been coming to the show, Geralt has been one of my favorite booths to visit by far. You have just such an amazing breadth of product, a variety of price points. I mean, it really runs the gamut in terms of the different periods. And you're also just fun people to hang out with, multi-generational business. So how long have you been doing the show?
Since 1981, right out of high school.
I was going to say it was some child labor laws there.
Well, my dad was also a jeweler, and he was a chemical refiner as well. So it's been in my blood since as long as I can remember. And he always had us, all chipping in. Instead of doing yard work, we refined gold-filled watch bands and pulled silver off of old candlesticks, and so it's something that has always been a part of my life.
Yeah.
So right after high school, I worked as kind of an apprentice for my dad and his brother, and here I am.
And here's
GIA.
Oh yeah.
Right. And I got my GE, my GG in 1984.
It's very difficult to get, by the way.
It was very difficult, but that's behind me now. And this is my daughter, Kimberly, who has her own. She has her own career, but she likes to help us out at the shows, as you know.
We always love seeing her.
Nice to be back.
She's great to have behind the booth.
Yeah, well, and also a prime example. And I've been saying this whole time. It's a prime example of being able to take something that's vintage or antique or estate and making it look just super contemporary and fresh and one of a kind. I mean, you wear pieces, and I'm sure your friends are like, okay, I'm not even going to ask where you got it because I could never get it, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm at an age where people are getting engaged, and it's really nice to see couples coming to my dad and making something that's timeless and so special to them that they'll wear forever. So it's really great. And exactly like you said, it's important to kind of keep things fresh and contemporary, but a lot of this stuff is timeless and people will wear it.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, well, and one of the things...
Everything has a story, not to, interrupt. Everything has a story, in this estate jewelry and antique jewelry, everything belonged to somebody else. And what's great about it is it just gets re-enjoyed over and over and over.
I like that word, re-enjoyed.
Yeah.
So tell me about some of that. I made you bring some animals out.
Well,
I was feeling an animal tray.
We have a big following of people who like animal jewelry, insects, all kinds of interesting bugs, and we just collect them. And people know that we have a big part of our inventory is
It's the safari.
It is a safari, yeah. And so if somebody's really into serpents or really into ladybugs,
right. You have that
butterflies or whatever, they know.
A big thing, like people love snakes, people love cats, people love butterflies, and these are all things that we just keep buying and buying and buying.
So let's see some
and
of these.
I
was loving this.
Yeah, that's 18 karat enamel snake, partially coiled snake. This was manufactured late 60s, early 70s. So believe it or not, it has some age on it now. At one point, this was not considered really vintage, but now
it is.
Stuff from the 70s is really, really popular.
Yeah, and I think the concept of the snake or the serpent is, I mean, we were at a vendor stand previously, and we saw Victorian. So it's this is a timeless.
That's where and that just goes to show you, like, through the decades and through generations, snake jewelry has evolved so many different times. At one point in the Victorian, that was a very dark period for jewelry.
And for the wise one in your life,
as you see, I have owls. I have probably about 6 or 7 owls left. This one here, and this one that's really, This is an early owl. He has, yeah, it's dimensional. It's completely detailed front and back, and he actually has the monocle on, which is you don't really see that too often.
So what would the provenance of something like that be?
Well, people always relate owls to being intelligent, and it's a very kind of spooky, eerie kind of bird. It is. Owls are freaky birds, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, a lot of people do like owls.
But it's such a fun thing too. So you could have like a charm necklace and just be
Right.
collecting charms over the years.
Or you could do it on a bracelet as well.
Yeah, it's really fabulous.
Yeah. And
Koi fish too.
Oh yeah,
Right.
and look at the
This is a special
matriculation.
one.
Oh yeah.
yeah, this one is fully enameled koi fish, open mouth, diamond eyes, really detailed. The enameling is beautiful. It lots of sweeping colors, and
it's
yeah.
beautiful. And koi, I think they represent. Do they represent wisdom or? or
That I'm not sure.
luck? I think it's like in Japanese cultures. I believe it's luck.
Yeah,
that they,
you're probably right.
Yeah.
And these matriculated hinged fish. These were really popular in the 60s and 70s. And
cool.
yeah, this is one of the larger,
Yeah, it's really.
it is. I have,
Really
there's some
substantial.
small ones in here too. But yeah, a lot of people do visit us for the animals and insects.
Well, and definitely if you come to the original Miami Beach Antique Show, and again, we're open tonight until 10 and through January 8th. Tomorrow we're open 11 to 7. You definitely have to come to Geralt's booth because it is a treasure hunt. And I don't know, one of the things that just amazes me, you've got thousands of pieces, and every time I'm like, oh, I saw this one thing, you're like, oh yeah, that's right over here.
Yeah, that is true. I know my inventory. I really do. You're right.
And if
like-
you're there, since we're live, Lenora has the fort. She's taking care
Right,
of everybody.
right.
I'm sure she's filled with customers. We're at booth 1313.
Come
Okay.
visit us. Absolutely.
So I think that's a wrap on our little tour of the original Miami Beach Antique Show. I am.
Right. And
Tons more.
We don't just sell bugs and animals.
All right, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you,
for having
Michelle.
us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy shopping.
That was fun.
Yeah.
We good? Oh, we okay. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, I'm gonna go do something about that. Okay. Oh, okay. So, hi. Are we? Okay. So. Okay. Mhm. Thank you so much for taking the time to tour the original Miami Beach Antique Show. I hope that you enjoyed what you saw. You really just saw a portion of what this show has to offer. Once again, we're open until 10 o'clock tonight. We're open again tomorrow from 11 till 7, and we're open through Wednesday until 4 p.m. So hopefully we'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
It's been coming since the 1970s, and so we might have to circle back. One other thing that I think is so